Why is Velstadt so fucking tall? Seriously, it was the first thing I thought of when I saw him. There's plenty of bosses in Dark Souls that have a notable height advantage over the protagonist. Shit, Ornstein's got like 3 feet on me. But that's not unbelievable. I think Hulk Hogan has 3 feet on me. My first instinct is that Ornstein is Shaquille O'Neal, not that he isn't human. Velstadt even shows his face. He's not a giant, and he's not hollow. He's still human if he ever was at all, but it's like he's 4 Shaquille O'Neals in an overcoat, pretending to be one guy. Then you get into Vendrick's room, and it's like, what? What the balls, man? Is this your gimmick? Are you the tall king that took a tall wife and knighted a tall guardian? Did you disown your brother because he's regular people height? At first it was a stupid joke. Oh, these guys are really tall. The more I thought about it, the more it consumed me. I think I've got it, though. I think I've cracked the case. I think I know where Vendrick and Velstadt got their giant steroids. Let's back up a bit. A way bit. To the story of the whole damn game. Cycles. Human beings turn into zombies, then die. Then come back as zombies, then die. Then zombies, etc., etc., etc. People become tortured, confused ghouls for the rest of their miserable existence. On the other end of the plot, King Vendrick has slayed a bunch of giants and pilfered their loot. He and his brother Aldia have seen firsthand how these things operate and taken an invested interest in how they do. Vendrick is explicitly stated to have
peered at the essence of the soul,
with the heavy insinuation that his brother has also. The fact that Aldia has some intricate understanding of souls gets downplayed a lot because, you know, brothers. So Aldia starts doing weird experiments with giants. His endgame? Dragons? It sounds silly, doesn't it? What the hell do you want dragons for? You some kind of nerd? But think about it. With rare exception, dragons are said to be immortal. Worms die, drakes die. True dragons do not die, at least according to the lore. They're
everlasting dragons.
If they don't die, it stands to reason that they don't fucking hollow. Thus, Aldia sets about building a goddamn wildlife preserve, a zoo that he fills with test tube drakes and a fake-ass dragon. Fake, you say?
A colossal thing with the strength to match its size. Or something playing the part at least.
What did that dragon tell you? That thing is a prop, a false deity. Don't be fooled, my undead.
And when you kill this big sumbitch, he drops a giant soul. Not a dragon soul, a giant soul. But how can a giant turn into a dragon?
If life, finds a way.
I don't know. Let's mull it over a bit. Vendrick was said to use a giant soul to make golems. The Iron Golem in Dark Souls 1 was made out of dragon parts, and its soul could be reverse engineered to make a dragon bone weapon. Clearly, there's some kind of bizarre connection between golems, giants, and dragons. The only thing I can come up with is that they're all outside the cycle. None of these things go hollow. Dragons aren't supposed to die, unless you know some kind of weird secret, I guess. Golems fall apart, and giants turn into a motherfucking tree. Humans and animals hollow. We're in a different category than those outside the cycle. I guess. I'm kind of making this part up, but that's the best I got, alright? So Aldia manages to turn a giant soul into an actual dragon. A sort of actual dragon. This dragon's mortal. You can kill it. Unless you're me, I've never been able to take this chuckle fuck down. It's probably the hardest boss in the game. But it's doable! Which means that Aldia's endgame, his attempt at a human with all the immortality of a dragon, was destined to fail. The half-dragon Emerald Herald...
I was born of dragons, contrived by men. By ones who would cozen fate herself. They are the ones who created me.
Is likewise very killable, and thus considered a failure by her maker.
But they failed. I did not come out as intended. Fate would not be bested, and men were cursed once again.
Aldia and Vendrick disagreed about what Aldia was up to, and Aldia was put on house arrest. I don't think Vendrick was mad about the how of it all, though. I think he was upset over the why. Pursuing immortality doesn't really break the cycle at all. It just produces a new one. It's kind of a crazy supervillain type of thing to try and accomplish, you know. What if you just wanted to grant people the sweet embrace of death? Finality, is that so wrong? Giants die, or at least turn into trees, which are much less tortured and much less harmful. What if Vendrick just wanted to make the power of the giants his own? Plenty of bosses in Dark Souls are big, but as far as I know, Vendrick's the only case where the game goes out of its way to show that he wasn't always this size. The king has 2 thrones. One, Andre the Giant-sized throne, and an adorable 16-ounce throne, where he keeps his soul. He has 2 sets of clothes, giant LA Laker robes and his regular people-sized robes. Vendrick used to be a human-sized human. I think he dabbled in curing the curse by turning himself and his right-hand man into giants. Much like Aldea, Vendrick failed. Clearly, there's a big ol' honkin' hollow still wandering around, having not turned into any sort of tree at all. This is also why Vendrick's proportions are a little unsettling. He's got this lean, stretched out Gumby look to him, just like the last giant did. And this is the big thing, this is why the presence of actual giant souls kind of gunks up his works. The more legitimate giants you bring into his arena, the less gigantic his health is. It creates some kind of, interference? So yeah, I think Vendrick is half giant. I never really know how to end these things, because if I just cut to black abruptly, then it's going to seem too sudden and a little weird, I think. But I sort of feel like a shill if I do the whole like and subscribe thing, like the big bold letters. Oh yeah, like and subscribe, post to your friends on Facebook, derp derp derp. I don't know how else to end these videos. The first couple times it was alright, because I could do it in like big flamboyant letters and make a big deal out of it and act like I'm spoofing people that do like and subscribe at the end of their videos. But if I keep doing the joke, then eventually it's going to become obvious that it's not a joke, and I just... Like, I don't put my hands in my pockets because I'm cool, I just don't know what else to do with my hands. My only other big hang-up is I don't know where Aldea is. Like, I don't know where he went. A lot of people have suggested that I guess he's turned himself into the Ancient Dragon or whatnot, since that sort of jives on what the Dragon Covenant is doing, trying to turn themselves into dragons. But I don't know, it doesn't fit. There's not enough evidence there that the Ancient Dragon is Aldea. I mean, by that same logic, you could say that the dude that runs the Dragon Covenant is Aldea, or any number of people related to dragons are Aldea. You could pretend that the Emerald Herald is Aldea. I mean, it all has about the same pile of evidence to it. We just don't know where he went. The best I can hope for is that maybe Aldea shows up in the DLC.